Hi, welcome back to Tanya's Tasting Table. Have you ever looked at a cocktail list and been so blown away by the ingenuity of the bartender? It happens to me all the time. Then I thought to myself, let's figure out the fundamentals of building a great cocktail. First of all, you have to use amazing ingredients because no matter how fancy your techniques are, if your base ingredient isn't very good, the end result will never really be that good. So choose wisely, and if you spend a couple extra bucks, sometimes you will be absolutely blown away. Here are some plays on the Vesper. A Vesper is a classic cocktail that was James Bond's favorite cocktail, if you will. It has but 3 ingredients: vodka, gin, and vermouth. So I decided to put my own little spin on it. It's actually not quite the spin, but originally it's made with Lillet, and so that's where I'm changing out the ingredients. So okay, so first things first, I'm gonna use a beautiful gin called Gunpowder Gin. I really love it. So with a Vesper, the gin is really kind of takes back seat, so there's not a whole lot of gin in there. So I'm just gonna put like a ½ an ounce in there. Then I'm going to use a new vodka on the market. This is called Dirty Devil, and it is a hyper-oxygenated vodka. It's all non-GMO corn coming from Canada. Anyhow, it's super smooth. So I'm going to put 1 ounce of this and then a ½ ounce of that, 1½ ounces of vodka. Then I'm going to use my Lustau vermouth, which I absolutely love. It's a sherry-based vermouth from Spain, and it only has a few ingredients in it. It has about 5 ingredients in it, and each one of them just sings. A lot of vermouths have about 30 ingredients, which is fine. I love those too, but I do love the simplicity. So I'm just gonna do another ½ ounce of that. Of course, to have a nice cocktail, we need some ice to make it nice and cold. So a little bit of ice, a few cubes, and shake it all up. Oh, don't shake it up. I'm so sorry. Here, we're going to stir it. So stir. If you're fancy, use a bar spoon. But if you're not fancy, because you don't have a bar spoon or you're camping and forgot to bring one, just give it a little whirl, because you're essentially doing the same thing. When your hand gets really cold, that's when you know it is perfect. All right, my hands are getting pretty cold, so I think we're about ready. So I'm going to pour it into my little beautiful coupe. Lovely. Now I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it needs a little lemon peel. Hear me out. The oils from the lemon peel just amp up the citrus here and just brighten up the entire cocktail. I thought it was an optional step until I skipped it and I realized the drink is not as good. So get a little lemon peel, give it a little twist so you get some of the oils out, rim it around your glass, dump it in, and it looks pretty, doesn't it? So there you are. Refreshing, subtle herbs just everywhere, from the vermouth and from the gin. They all come together. It is so clean. The mouthfeel is nice and rich because the base ingredients are very high quality. So the result was outstanding in my opinion. So that's one version of a Vesper. Now the next one I'm going to do is going to have a little spritz in it. So this next cocktail is kind of a departure from a Vesper, but it kind of goes along the same lines. So I'm gonna use completely different ingredients. I'm going to use Nonino Aperitivo, which is from northern Italy, from the region of Friuli. This is a family that actually has a lot of women at their helm. So, well, I guess that's not really the important part. The important part is that it's absolutely delicious and all the ingredients are all natural and handmade. Then I'm gonna use St. George citrus vodka. I am obsessed with St. George. They, again, do not cut any corners. They use fresh oranges while they're distilling this beautiful corn-based vodka. So the oils from the oranges just really pop out and I love it. You could really just add a little soda water and be off to the races. You're fine. But of course I'm making it more complicated. Then I found this super cool situation. So this is Peloton de la Muerto, which means March of the Dead. And this is a mezcal company. So this company, what they do is they have mezcaleras all over Mexico. And they just, you know, continue on with their traditional mezcal making. And this specific one is a vegan pechuga. Yes, vegan pechuga. What is pechuga? Pechuga is a kind of mezcal where usually they'll get like the breast of a chicken or a turkey and they'll hang it up above the roasting piñas and a little bit of the juices fall down and mix with everything, and then you distill it and you get this like really earthy, warm, meaty distillate mezcal, you know, and people usually use it for a celebration. But with this whole move towards veganism, they used citrus instead of the turkey or chicken breast, and so it is a citrus mezcal. It's a little smoky, but not too much, and so I think the combination will be beautiful. And then I'm going to top it off with a little Fever Tree Club soda, because again, with the high quality ingredients, Fever Tree really is amazing. So the source of the water here is English Springs. So back in the Roman days, you know, the Romans discovered England was fantastic for its fresh spring water. So, okay, so when you're building a cocktail, let's start with a little ice. There we go. Then I'm going to add my mezcal. So I'm going to use my mezcal like I used my gin earlier. I'm only going to use about ½ an ounce of that. So dump that in. And then I'm going to use the vodka as I did last time. So 1½ ounces of vodka. 1, and then let's move it over. 2. I'm gonna use a ½ ounce of the Nonino Aperitivo. It's a little bitter, kind of like a vermouth is. I'm obsessed with it. Also, it's sweetened with honey, and so you need a little bit of a sweetener when you're talking cocktails, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a roundness to it. And then just because I just wanted to amp up the citrus, I'm going to add a little lemon juice. So fresh squeezed lemon juice, about ½ an ounce of that here as well. So there we go. And so the rule is that if you use juice, then you shake. And so that's why this one, I'm gonna shake it. Again, with the cold hands. If you want to know when your drink is ready, your hands got to be cold. So give me a second. It's cold. Okay, so now here's my champagne glass. There we go. Pretty, 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 pretty. Fill it 3/4 of the way up, almost all the way up. I'm gonna have a little club soda to top it off. You don't want to put the club soda in beforehand, because if you do, it will bubble everywhere and you will have a mess and not much of a cocktail left over. Because celebrate life, okay? Celebrate life. A little wheel goes a long way. Let's see how we did it. I could drink about 15 of those. The subtle smokiness is so delicious. You could add a little extra of this because it's a little too subtle. But all in all, it is a wonderful classic cocktail, or actually it's a spin on a cocktail, and I think you'll enjoy it for your summer libation. Anyway, if you like this, share it and subscribe. Hope to see you again soon. Take care now.